What up, what up, what up? Welcome to this channel, basically where we watch whatever's on the internet, react to it, enjoy it. If you want me to watch something, let me know. And let's go in on this one. This one's conspiracy theories or conspiracies, and it's going to be on YouTube Shorts. So let's check it out. Let's see. Let's go. Let's start off with this.
Yo, this blew my mind, fam. Gatorade.
Yeah.
If you drink it when you're not thirsty, it's sour. But if you drink it when you're thirsty, it's sweet.
Wow, we have to test that.
No, it's real. It's real. They put a specific ingredient that it makes you realize when you're hydrated or dehydrated. So when you're dehydrated, it activates the sugars in it, and it tastes sweeter. So you know how when you drink Gatorade just regularly, it's sour. Like you don't really want to drink it, right? You know, you get the thing like this. Like, sour, like you don't want to drink it. Fam, go run, come back, drink it. It tastes sweet.
That's probably in every like hydrating beverage that needs to get like you energy, right?
I know specifically Gatorade has it.
Okay, so watch. I have a theory. So all those people doing Prime reviews, they're not running before it.
They're not.
It's gonna taste like shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So even if it passes the test, no running, then it's a good like beverage. Imagine you do a marathon and you come back, Prime probably tastes like the best ever. So you can't like taste Prime unless you run. Because that's really what it's for.
Yo,
That's crazy.
Disney created Frozen as a distraction. People have long discussed the conspiracy that Walt Disney used cryogenics technology to freeze himself when he died. Even though Disney denies this claim, there's a new theory that the Walt Disney Company created Frozen as a way to hack Google's search algorithm so they could distract people from knowing that Walt Disney is frozen. We are all living in the Matrix. This conspiracy theory has become very popular lately as people think we are living in a real-life simulation. Do you think we're living in a Matrix? The moon isn't real. This one is actually crazy, but some people believe that the moon does not exist. This became really popular with people who believe that the Earth is flat. They claim it is a projection. The Titanic didn't actually sink. Sadly, this tragic accident has been a conspiracy theory for many years now. The main theory being that the Titanic wasn't actually the Titanic. It was another company ship called the Olympic, and that is the one that crashed into the iceberg, not the Titanic. But sadly enough, there was a ship that sank and over 1,500 passengers were killed. What do you think about these conspiracy theories?
Okay, I heard about that Titanic one, and I think they did that so they sent a older ship disguised as the Titanic so they can get the money off the insurance company. Also heard about another conspiracy about the Titanic, that they did that on purpose to kill people that were on the ship, that were very rich and powerful, so they could take over the companies that they didn't want to sell. So, hey, it could all be true.
Disney created
So, I don't know if you know, but in real life, you have your own conspiracy theory online. I do? Yeah, but you and Emma Mackey are the same person. And you speak French in this film, which she is.
Her French is far better than mine. That will put the conspiracy to rest immediately.
So, I don't know if you know, but in real life...
I never heard that one. I have seen them both, and I always thought they were the same person for a long time. So, who knows?
We gotta talk about this guy, Ben Brody, because his life got completely flipped upside down because of the insanity of the internet. On June 24th, nearly 1,000 miles away, two far-right groups got into a fight at the Oregon City Pride Festival. And at the festival, two neo-Nazis of the Rose City Nationalists had their masks pulled off and their faces were caught on video. With internet detectives then taking that, running with it, and someone eventually finding a photo of Ben and claiming he was one of the people in the video. So you saw his name making the rounds on the internet, finding its way in MAGA groups and Proud Boy supporters, with him then finding a blurb written about Ben on his Jewish fraternity's Instagram page, where it said that he wanted to work for the government someday. And so for them, it was confirmation of one of their favorite theories, that federal agents were posing as neo-Nazis to make them look racist. Even Elon Musk tweeting about it, boosting the accusation to his tens of millions of followers, with Ben telling Vice in an interview published yesterday. Obviously, Elon Musk has a huge following and it amplifies stuff, so it definitely made the situation much worse. Also talking about how the day after the fight in Oregon City, Ben was at a baseball game in California when his Instagram comments were just blowing up, people calling him a Fed. But by the time that he and his mom left the game, their address had been leaked online and it wasn't safe for them to stay at home. We gotta talk about this guy.
That's crazy, man. Hey, you know, I believe that's true that the feds like to throw people undercover, you know, at rallies or at freaking protests so they can shut them down easier by starting violence and stuff like that. So, hey, if maybe he wanted to be an informant, and there you go.
There's this millionaire. He wanted to teach his kids a lesson about loving him. He faked his death.
What?
But this is what he did.
Yeah.
He's a rich guy. I think his kids were super spoiled. What he did, he faked his death and made sure all his kids went to the funeral to think about him, how much they actually loved him, how much they cared about him, and how much he was an impact on their life. During the funeral, this is real.
Yeah.
He comes in on a helicopter and like, y'all learn your lesson.
Yo, rich people have too much time on their hands.
That's crazy. I don't know how far you would go to punish your kids or just like teach them a lesson, but there's this millionaire. He wanted.
Wow. I thought he was gonna just try to find out the kids that don't love him the most and be like, "You're out of the will. You get no money." All right, next one.
The Darkest Conspiracy Theories Part 2. The Teletubbies Theory. The theory says that the show is inspired by historic events that happened in a Bulgarian mental facility. Each Teletubby is inspired by a kid that was experimented on. Lala was based on a child who had a facial disfigurement and had to smile all the time. Tinky Winky was based on a deaf child who was tied to a fence outside and suffered frostbite. Dipsy
horrible.
was inspired by a child who was constantly sick and ended up lying in his own puke. And Poe
gonna give me
was
nightmares.
based on a child who fell into fire, which is recognizable why his color is red.
Oh God.
The Darkest Conspiracy Theories.
Funny. I grew up on Teletubbies, so that kind of ruined it for me right there.
The government is beaming secret messages into your brain to control your thinking.
I heard about that.
Kind of strange allegation that would get you labeled as neurotic if you dared to mention it. However, in a 2006 declassified Pentagon report called Bioeffects of Selected Non-Lethal Weapons, the phenomenon of microwave hearing was laid out, including how the technology in its most basic form could be used to communicate with individuals through Morse code. Alcohol producers have been combining their products with dangerous chemicals for a long time. However, between 1926 and 1933, the federal government pushed manufacturers to add higher doses of the chemicals to their products to deter bootleggers from turning the liquor into moonshine. Unfortunately, it did not. By the end of Prohibition, over 10,000 Americans had
People
died
will
due to tainted
drink.
liquor. In the same way as many other countercultural heroes, John Lennon was seen as a threat. To fuel the fire, his anti-war songs like Give Peace a Chance didn't endear him to the Nixon administration. The FBI decided to place Lennon under surveillance in 1971, and the Immigration and Naturalization Service attempted to deport him a year later. What are some other conspiracy theories
That was a lot
that
of
turned out to
info.
be true? The government is
The Darkest Conspiracy Theories Part 5. The Moon Landing Fake. It is stated that the moon
I think it
landing
was fake.
never happened and it was only staged in a movie studio. The Americans seemingly just wanted to get ahead of Russia. Even the main participant, Buzz Aldrin, stated that it was fake.
Scariest moment of the journey.
Scariest. It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
The darkest.
I don't think it happened. I don't know if you guys watched the latest video of India's. They landed on the moon, and I think they threw out a rover, like a little rover, and the video quality is so grainy, and everything's so different. And then when you watch the first landing, or them on the little carts on the first landing, totally different. I definitely think they faked it just so they can be the first to do it, and then probably later on they did, but I think they faked the first moon landing for sure.
You know that lo-fi girl on YouTube? It's the one where you want to lock in and study, so you search up lo-fi and there's a girl in like a green pullover and she's writing tests and there's a cat behind her, right? There's whole lore about this now. There's a theory going on how she went missing recently. Nobody in the community knows what happens to her or like where she went, right? But in the back of her window, there's like a building. There's like a blue light that flickers.
Yeah.
And supposedly that's Morse code for something. A lot of people in the community were putting random numbers in the chat and then deleting it so nobody knows what it was. But recently, the scene on that YouTube video changed. So it wasn't her riding with a cat behind her no more. It was the blue room. It was the blue room with only a door, and that was it. So the community's like, what does this symbolize? And no one knows where she went or what she's doing right now. But the whole theory is like, is this the end because she got kidnapped? Is this the end of the sleeping stream?
I heard
That's
the
kinda
continuation.
creepy.
Oh, what was the
I actually know what happened.
Wait, what?
So what happened? There's a
You know that lo-fi girl on YouTube?
We gotta find out what happens. Or if you know, leave it in the comments below.
Do you know who the Statue of Liberty actually is? No. Lucifer. The Statue of Liberty has 7 points on its crown because he indulges in all the 7 sins of the world. And on top of that, it's holding a torch representing the light bearer, Lucifer.
Isn't it supposed to be representative of freedom?
But freedom of what? I don't know. Exactly. It's freedom from God. It's the Luciferian agenda that's being played out for centuries now. Do you know who the Statue of Liberty actually is?
That's creepy.
What are some dark conspiracy theories about SpongeBob SquarePants?
SpongeBob.
Mr. Krabs adopted Pearl after her parents were killed by whalers. This theory suggests that Mr. Krabs was Pearl's godfather due to the friendship with her whale parents. And sadly enough, Pearl's parents died in the whaling tragedies, giving him custody. It is a huge far-fetched theory, but it makes better sense due to their biological differences. Patrick has antisocial personality disorder. As we know, Patrick is one of the silliest characters in this series and has some of the funniest quotes. However, he does seem to change a lot, so does he have a sad, dark side? This theory suggests that he has ASPD, antisocial personality disorder. This is because through the series, we can see that Patrick has 3 of the 7 symptoms. And this is failure to conform to social norms with lawful behavior, impulsivity and failure to plan ahead, and reckless disregard for the safety of himself and others. What do you think about these theories? What are some dark...
You know how the theory goes, Tupac died, but he's actually alive.
Yeah, he's like in Barbados or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
you know the last picture of Tupac in the car with Suge Knight?
Yeah.
There's no keys in the ignition. What? In the picture, the last picture of Tupac, fam. There's no keys in the ignition.
What does that mean though? Like
that means it was staged. So not only was there no keys in the ignition, they asked all of the people.
Yeah.
Like they looked for bystanders everywhere. Nobody heard gunshots.
Oh, fuck.
Just look at the pic, fam. Look closely. It's an empty key. Like there's nothing. Yo, there's nothing. What the fuck? Nah. Like it's not even. It's literally empty. This is not no push to start, fam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it a...
No.
There's no way.
This is way back. And this car, you wouldn't have a push to start. You know how the theory goes?
Yeah, I think he's still alive somewhere, you know. Either the aliens took him up, or he just wanted to be a regular person and go live a regular life. Who knows? Hopefully we'll find out.
What are some of the most popular conspiracy theories? In Illinois, there was a lot of mattress firm stores, leading some to believe that it was a money laundering business. In 2018, this was brought to our attention to the fact that there was a high concentration of mattress firm stores in certain areas of the US, especially in Chicago. This led many people to theorize that the retail company is a money laundering business. One Reddit user even wrote, "I remember seeing 4 mattress firms all on each corner of the intersection once, and there is nowhere there is such a high demand for mattresses." What do you think? The chamber behind Mount Rushmore holds some big secrets. As many people may know, Mount Rushmore is one of the most recognizable landmarks in the US, as the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt are carved into it. But many people don't know that there is a hidden chamber behind Lincoln's head. While the room does contain many important historical documents like the US Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, it is now sealed off from the public. This has led many people to theorize that the government is actually hiding something. This could be things such as extraterrestrial beings, and many other people have theorized that there are hidden treasures in the room that the government do not want us to know about. Could these theories be... What are some of the most popular conspiracy theories?
Yeah, because, you know, I've heard stuff about the Grand Canyon. A lot of those places, they make them into national parks, so we don't have access to them. And that is a monument that we don't have access to get super close. So it could be hiding something. But yeah, if you're ever in South Dakota, down in Keystone, I believe, check it out. It's amazing.
What are some interesting conspiracy theories about Disney movies? Aladdin
More
never
Disney.
happened at all. There is a huge speculation that the entire story was completely fabricated by the salesman in the opening scene, so you would buy the lamp. This one seems pretty crazy, but it's not far-fetched. Riley from Inside Out is an aquarium visitor in Finding Dory. As you can see in this photo, all the way to the left at the end of the row, Riley is watching Dory. This all remains speculation until Disney confirmed the identity of the girl in a Facebook video posted by the official Toy Story page on January 15th, 2017. Elsa and Anna are Rapunzel's cousins. As we know, this one is quite hard to argue with since Rapunzel and Eugene are clearly seen arriving at Elsa's coronation. Since they do not live in Arendelle, Tangled is set in Germany, so they must be on the VIP invite list. Do you think Elsa and Anna are Rapunzel's cousins? What are some interesting conspiracy theories?
The trick to dealing with any conspiracy theorist is to always out-crazy them.
So you're telling me in the 1960s we just popped on over to the moon and landed on it?
Wait, are you telling me that you believe in the moon? The trick to dealing with any conspiracy...
That's funny, man. You're like in the rabbit hole, barely climbing in, and some person's just like, hey, hurry up. Yep, I'm gonna try that next time. Next time someone brings something crazy up, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That'd be funny.
Are these NBA conspiracy theories fact or cap? David Stern rigged the 1985 NBA draft with a frozen letter.
Absolute fact. I believe this more than I believe anything in my life. He moved his hand around and felt a cold one, dropped one that wasn't cold. It all adds up to me.
David Stern was going to do whatever he had to do to make sure that Patrick Ewing was a New York Knicks.
They had to set the example early on and show what the lottery could do in a best case scenario. It only makes sense.
He's all about his bag, and I respect it. I stand on business too.
Michael Jordan's flu game was made up.
The Last Dance talked about this, right?
Yeah, of course, The Last Dance was straight propaganda. Of course, he's gonna lie on camera. But streets are saying that he was actually hungover from gambling.
Yeah. I thought we've known by now it's food poisoning. It wasn't a flu game, but he was sick, right?
He was hungover. Okay. This is fact.
Okay, so I'll go with y'all. He definitely didn't have the flu, so it's got to be fact.
Somebody's lying.
Somebody's doing a little embellishing for the legacy there.
We on to you.
Oh, my stomach was gonna fall off. My head was gonna burst. I couldn't.
Hey, or maybe they poisoned him the night before. You know, gave him something to where he was sick. But you just never know with these conspiracy theorists. But I think that's the last one. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.